This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com in review. What I'm looking at today is 2018's Fast Color, directed by Julia Hart. And oddly enough, this movie reminded me of another, namely 2017's Logan, in a sense that Fast Color is a very personal story. It involves superheroes. I wouldn't quite say superheroes as maybe people with extraordinary abilities. I know that's a fine line, but it is a line nonetheless. And their pursuit by certain entities. I assume it's the government. It's not specified in the movie, really, but it feels very governmental. Then again, it could be a private company. As I said, the movie doesn't specify. But in any case, what's interesting is, like Logan, it's a very personal movie. And in many ways, it's a very small movie. One reason it's small is because its budget is likely relatively small. But the story it's telling isn't a huge one. And there are no world-altering immediate stakes to it. Generally speaking, the stakes are small. And that's kind of enjoyable. I really enjoy the Marvel movies, particularly the Avengers films. But at the same time, it's kind of nice to see something that's relatively small in terms of scale, like Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's a nice palate cleanser between the more spectacular films. And Fast Color plays a similar role. It revolves around this woman who's on a run. You never quite know why, at least initially, but you come to learn that she has this ability to create earthquakes. The problem is, though, is that it only happens when she gets seizures. So this is not a good thing, obviously. She eventually makes it to the home of her mother. And we come to learn that there's a whole matriarchy of people with these particular abilities. It's a very beautiful movie. It's very sensitive. In fact, far more sensitive than movies of this genre tend to be. And it's just beautiful to watch. It's very well acted, and it's just a great little movie. And the thing is, there are probably people who would attack this for being, oh, it's about women, oh, the women, as if they are afraid of women. This is ridiculous. And the idea that this movie is very much from a feminine perspective shouldn't bother you. Most movies are indeed made with the male perspective and the male gaze firmly in mind. This movie isn't. And as I referenced Ant-Man and Wasp earlier, it's a nice palate cleanser. It's very pleasant, it's beautiful at times, and it's just interesting. And its stakes aren't huge. Fast Color is just a great little movie. It's not perfect, but what it does well, which is entertain. If you haven't seen Fast Color, check it out. It's really good. And I should mention that the only reason I know of this movie at all is that Mark Bernardin from Fat Man on Batman recommended it. I want to say 3 or 4 months ago. Maybe more, maybe less. And it's an exceptionally beautiful movie. Very powerful, very moving. And I also should have mentioned earlier that if you've read any of the work of Octavia Butler, Parable of the Sower, things of that nature, it's very much in the same ballpark. In fact, Octavia Butler died, I want to say, 5 or 6 years ago. This movie feels like her work. It's about matriarchy, it's about power, it's about the misuse of power, it's about finding oneself. It's a beautiful movie and well worth seeing. This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com in review. And as usual, if you agree, disagree, let me know down below. Peace.